Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Hello, Lexi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So, tell me about your role in Sneakerella.
Yeah, so Kira, gosh, what I love about Kira. Kira is not your average princess. She's actually your Princess Charming. She's not the damsel in distress waiting for a man to rescue her. She's smart, she is relatable, she's incredibly passionate and creative, and she's a mogul, honestly, in every sense of the word. She's making her own lane in an industry that for quite a while women have been left out of. And I feel like that's really cool and important to see. Also, she's just, creating her own lane and her own destiny. And she's not waiting for anyone's validation or approval to do that. And I feel like that imagery is really cool.
Wow. Because obviously, Sneakerella, almost embodies a little bit of the Cinderella vibe. And even though we love Cinderella and she's such an iconic character, it is a common thread among fairy tales that the women just sit there, waiting for the man to come. So, how does it feel to be a part of something that's really changing the way that stories are told, and young girls can look to you and think, oh, maybe I can be a mogul, or maybe I can have control over my own destiny, and I don't have to wait for someone to do that for me.
Yeah. Well, I think that, for me, I just feel really grateful, honestly, to be in this space during this time. Um, I've always wanted to be a part of the Disney family ever since I was younger, but specifically to be a princess. And, I feel like right now, the film world in general is in this new wave of how we reimagine and tell stories, and specifically with Disney, it's reimagining fairy tales. You have Halle Bailey playing Ariel, and Yara Shahidi playing Tinkerbell, and that imagery is important to see, especially just imagery of the fact that women can just be and exist and can be bosses, and they don't have to wait for anybody to say yes to them, and able for them to create their own lane and destiny. And I feel like the fact that the new generation of kids that are going to be able to see this, it's really important and it's incredibly timely for, I feel like, this Gen Z and then also the new generation that's coming up after us, because a lot of the ideals that Kira has is a lot of the same characteristics that I see in my peers. When you look at Gen Z activists, or just Gen Z in general, we're determined and we're not backing down. I feel like there's a lot of important messages that a lot of people can relate to with that.
That's amazing. So, tell me about how you relate to Kira. How similar to her are you as a person?
I would definitely say with Kira, the thing that we have most in common is our drive, just the fact that we're both incredibly determined. Kira reminds me of myself, but she also reminds me of a younger version of myself when I first started in this industry. I think back on like 10-year-old Lexi, who was just in DC, didn't know if it was possible, to be able to have a career in Hollywood at that age. And yet I did. I didn't let my circumstances define me. I got told no lots of times, but I never let it stop me. And I feel like that's the same with Kira. And I feel like really any artist, anybody really, but specifically with artists, any artist can really relate to that. Having to have that determination and that strength to consistently hear no, but to also keep going.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so magical about this film, and also what was magical about Cinderella. Even though it is a different premise and it is outdated in some sense, that anything can really happen in your life, and it doesn't matter where you come from. You can
Right.
still live your dream. Her dream was obviously different to Kira's dream, but it was still
Right.
a dream of hers, and she was able to achieve it.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So, just before we do go, what is it you hope that people get when they come and watch this amazing film?
I hope that people understand that, this is a movie specifically also really just about community. I hope that people take away that, you should continue to pour into your community, love your community, and your family, because those are ultimately the people who will have your back the most. And you really see that with Elle and his community, and how a lot of them may not necessarily be related by blood, but there's that family aspect and they help one another. Also teamwork, uplift one another, whether it's your friend, it's your parent, your sibling, continue just to have courage and be kind and uplift others, the ones around you.
Well, what's a better message than that? So
Right.
thank you so much. And I'm sure that there are going to be so many young girls looking to you and aspiring to be someone like Kira when they grow up. So that's pretty incredible.
It's really sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.